All right, what do you say today we just look at some cars, right? Cars are cool, cars are fun, cars bring people together. Let's just take a look and let's talk cars. First one I want to show you here is pretty rare. We don't see too many of these anymore. This is a 2017 Chevrolet Camaro 2SS. Do a little cold start for you. Press and hold. Oh yeah, that's what we're talking about right there. You gotta love the sound of that 6.2 liter V8. I want to move this out from underneath the tree here because it's getting, you know, all sorts of nonsense on it. We may take it for a quick spin. I got a plate just in case. Let's move our floor mat here so it's center, and then hop myself in here. I gotta tell you, I've never really been a fan of the Camaro sitting position. As far as being somebody my height at 6'5", I just never found the car comfortable. I think because I'm tall, I have to put the seat pretty far down so my head clears, and it just barely clears. Like, I just got a haircut, so I'm good. When my hair is longer, it would always hit the ceiling. And then the other thing is, even with the wheel and the telescopic wheel coming out, I always felt like the wheel was like a stretch. It's actually not horrible. You know, I really haven't been in one of these for quite a while. But again, when I would sit in them, I just never found them to be comfortable. You put me in a C6 Corvette, you put me in the new C8 Corvette, fits like a glove. I like it a lot better. I think the other thing is the fact that the dashboard and the door, you know, sills here, everything is very high. So you really do feel like you're sitting in a hole. And even like the distance of the window from the dash to the top, like if I hold this license plate, let's take this out of here real quick. If I hold this license plate up, like, you got about a license plate of height. Like, that's, we're only talking 6-7 inches of window. So not that I'm concerned with visibility, but just the idea of the way you feel. Maybe it feels a little claustrophobic to me. Again, great car. Love the performance, love the styling, love the look. On the personal level, never really felt comfortable driving them. Thought the backup camera wasn't working. I just put my license plate on the back of the car, and it's hanging in like a little pouch. What I'm gonna do is just run this to the gas station. It has only 27 miles of range in it, so I figure I can put a couple gallons in it. This way, if anyone does come in to test drive the car, it'll have fuel for them to do so. And it's always fun driving a sports car, so we'll take it out for a quick spin. There's that little pouch I was talking about that kind of straps on. You open the trunk, you put it on, you close the trunk, and it stays right there. It comes in real handy, and I got it actually from someone who watches the channel. I don't remember who it was that sent it, but I remember getting a comment that they had it, and next thing I know, it showed up in the mail. So if I didn't mention it in the past, to thank you that you sent it, thank you. I use it all the time. Car sounds great, car feels good. This car is currently available for sale. I think we have it priced online at like $30,500. It has around 69,000 miles. Let me just get to the screen here so I can see. Yeah, 69,536 miles on it. It's in really nice shape. It's black. It has the red interior, which you can see here, which is nice with the two-tone. It does have navigation. It's what's called a 2SS. Back in 2017, which is pretty much the fully loaded model. This one, however, does not have a sunroof, which was still an option, and it is the automatic transmission versus the manual transmission, which I know a lot of people do like. Now, the automatic is quicker than the manual because of computer technology. 0 to 60 on this car was 4 seconds flat, and I want to say with the manual, they were able to get 4.3 out of it. So very close race, but understand that if you're manual and you want to keep up with the automatic, you better be on your game. You got to be like really on top of how you shift, and you're going to have to do really good to try to keep up. All right, where do you say we feel this thing out? Feels nice. Feels real nice. Figured I'd pop the hood on this. Let's see how it looks. It looks bone stock airbox. A lot of times we'll get cars in that have like cold air intakes and things like that, but this looks exactly as how I remember Camaros to look. It sounds exactly how a Camaro sounds, so I don't think it's a modified exhaust or anything like that. You can try to take a look underneath here. It's definitely factory setup. Nothing was changed there. The taillights are definitely different. Those are not factory. And actually, let me see if I can restart it, put the lights on and throw on like the hazards or something like that so you can see how those look. So we'll do headlights and let's do hazards. And as we go in the back here, you'll see it's an LED style taillight. Has a sequential turn signal on each side, everything being red. Looks cool. And then when the lights are off, it's black car with like a smoked out lens. So you're getting the benefit of a smoked lens, but you're getting the brightness of the lights and the LEDs as they should be. So nice little addition on there. It's got the black wheels. We talked about the black and red interior, black exterior. I tell you what, for 70,000 miles on a 2017, it looks good. Needs a little bit of a bath. You know, it was underneath that tree, so definitely have to have it cleaned up. But really great option. This next vehicle I think is one of my new favorite Chevrolet vehicles. It is sort of the complete opposite of what we just drove. However, it's faster. It's the 2025 Chevrolet Blazer EV SS. Now it is full EV. It will do 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds, which makes this the second quickest Chevrolet vehicle currently. The only one that's able to beat it is the C8 Corvette. Absolutely amazing and a lot of fun to drive. This one looks really good in the radiant red tint coat. I like the fact that it has the black mirror caps and the black roof line. It's got some specific cosmetic features that the standard Blazer EV does not have. So it's a more sportier front end. You have like a little lower lip valance here, which you don't have on the standard car. If you look at the side here, you have some extra side skirts with a little styling cue here at the end towards the rear wheel, which gives a little sportier look. Same thing in the back. The back rear fascia is different compared to the standard car. This on the inside I'm not a fan of, which I believe I mentioned in another video. I don't like the red with the orange trimmed seats. The only other option to get would have been all red seats, and maybe they thought that would have been too much, so they ordered it this way. That interior will look, I think, good in pretty much any other color other than the red, but that's just my personal preference. Now when we hop inside and you do a cold start on this one, there's nothing to be heard. The car's already running. So it's started up, climate control fired up automatically. I didn't have to put my foot on the brake pedal, nothing. When you get in, the keys in the car, it starts up. Once you drive and you park the car, when you open the door, you take your seatbelt off, you get out, it turns itself off. If you didn't leave the car, like if I just sat here, played around with all the controls and stuff like that, there is an off button here on screen that you would press to turn the vehicle off. This Blazer EV SS is a dual motor, all-wheel drive, full electric vehicle. Now, when you get in, you start it up, you go to drive, you're basically gonna have 515 horsepower, 450 pound-feet of torque, which is an amazing amount of power for the car. But if you wanna unleash full power, what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to your drive modes, and you got a little button right here, and when I press it, now that unleashes WOW mode, wide open watts, and that unleashes the 615 horsepower, 650 pound-feet of torque. That's what achieves that 3.4 to 3.5 0 to 60. Now, if you're curious what that looks like compared to like the Camaro, which was a 4-second 0 to 60, here's a race that I saw between a Blazer EV SS and a brand new 2025 Ford Mustang GT with the automatic, which has a 0 to 60 time of 3.9 seconds. Let's have a look. And that's pretty impressive. You think like 0.3 of a second or something like that's not that big a deal? It's quite a big deal. That's a big distance between those two cars. You also have a sport mode. You have a mode for snow and ice. You have my mode, which you can hit the little pencil here and you could adjust how you want to feel things. Your steering. Do you want it normal or do you want it sport, which is going to be a little tighter, a little more effort to turn the wheel. Your brake feel you can change. Your acceleration feel you can change. Your motor sound can be turned on or off. We're going to put it on sport. Actually, I say on and off. You have normal, sport, or off. And then you can leave it in my mode. So now you have that customization to set it up the way you like it. And there's a secondary one called Z mode, which is a shout out to the Corvettes, which have that Z mode button right there on the steering wheel. All right, so I'm gonna take it for a little ride in this one next. A couple things to note. If you look on our dash there, you're gonna see a little symbol up in the top center, right above the number, right above the speedometer. That is our wide open watts indicator. So we know we still have that system on. So right now we're 615 horsepower, 650 pound-feet of torque. What I recommend for anybody driving really any electric vehicle, have your one pedal on. Get used to using one pedal driving. I think it's a lot safer because the instant you start to come off that pedal, the vehicle's already slowing down. So even in like an emergency stop situation, you're taking out that little split-second gap between bringing your foot from the throttle to the brake, because in that split second, you're already starting to slow. Brake lights are already coming on. It allows you to get the vehicle slow down even quicker than you would by having the system off and just having to make that change from the throttle to the brake. We had the chance to drive this vehicle on a racetrack up in Monticello, New York at a training I was at about a month and a half ago. And I gotta tell you, I drive an Equinox EV every day. So I'm very familiar with the powertrain and with the car. And the instant you start driving this, it just feels different. You can feel the power that this car has in every little input you put on the throttle. It's almost just like the Stingray, which I have the C8 Stingray I drive. I get in a Z06, the car just immediately feels different as soon as you get in it. As soon as you start moving around a parking lot, you realize like, wow, this car's got some get up and go. The beauty of these electric cars with the all-wheel drive is they're just instant torque off the line with great traction. So it just like launches. This car is very, very impressive. I almost think Chevrolet should have events where people can go and drive the car just to feel it out for themselves, because it's very impressive. So right now I'm gonna show you the speedometer here. We're at 0 and I'm just gonna launch it off the line. Let me hold the wheel here. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. It feels faster than the Corvette, right? Because again, it's the initial launch. What's deceiving about an electric car when you drive one, if you haven't driven one, is there's no noise. Ultimately, the only noise you heard was a little bit of the electric motor and that simulated motor sound that I have turned on at the moment. So it's very quiet. It doesn't feel like you're going that fast because it doesn't sound like you're going that fast. When you're in a Camaro, when you're in a Corvette, when you're in a sports car and you have the engine screaming and the exhaust screaming, like it's more of a visceral feeling because you're getting all the sound as well. And you understand like, yeah, I'm moving fast. I can tell the engine's racing, the exhaust is loud. Like you can tell that you're moving quick. In these cars, it's very, very deceiving. Driving these electric vehicles, especially when you're looking at a performance-ended vehicle like this, is really an amazing time. I mean, I've been saying it for years that I can't wait till they make something with higher performance as an electric. Picture like an electric Camaro that you can run on a racetrack and you have instant torque coming out of the corners, and then you have one pedal driving, which allows you to slow the vehicle down as you're coming into the corner without even having to move to the brake pedal and then fire your way right out of it. You know, it's a definite fun experience that I think a lot of people would enjoy, and it's different than the standard car, like a manual transmission. It's different than a paddle shift automatic. It's just another version of transportation that's a lot of fun to drive. The next vehicle we're gonna look at is gonna be a pre-owned vehicle that I just took in on trade. But before we do that, I just want to kind of show you the inventory levels and what we're looking at here at Schumacher Chevrolet of Livingston. We have all our Traverses lined up along the wall. So we got a decent supply. We got all colors, right? We got the red, the white, the gray, the black, the blue. We literally have a little bit of everything. Over here, we got a couple of Equinox EVs. Unfortunately, whoever parked this one didn't park it lining it up mirror to mirror because it's completely out of whack. But I usually take it upon myself to fix these things, so I'll do that later. Here we have some Traxxas, which is a very popular car for us in the grays and in the whites. You'll most likely remember our pickup truck area, which we generally keep in this portion of the lot. We have a couple of regular cabs. We have some Colorados here. We have a 2500 HD. and we have 2 Tahoes, which are currently the only 2 Tahoes that we have in stock at this location. As we come around to Tahoes, we're going to get to our Trailblazer section, which normally we would put Equinoxes here. We kind of changed up a bit and did an entire row of Trailblazers. Again, look how nice and neat they're lined up. Just like we talked about with the Traverse, we have almost every color. So we have the gray, we have the black, we have the new Apex Red, another black. We have the new white, for which I can never remember the name. This is White Sands. I keep forgetting that. A White Sands RS Trailblazer. Another black one. And then when I lined these cars up, it was on Labor Day weekend, and I said, you know what, I gotta do it. I gotta line them up red, white, and blue. The Equinox we usually have the most of as far as inventory, so we lined them up here. This way we can do like a back-to-back row. So we'll have 2 rows of Equinoxes, sort of like we did over here, but over here you had to move one out to get one out. Here we can just drive these out this way, and obviously the ones on the other side drive out the other way. Again, great selection of colors. We have black, red, white, another black. We got the cacti green. We have pretty much all the trims. I have a bunch of LTs, we got some RSs, and we have a couple of actives. So we have a white active over here. Actually, I'm sorry, that is a white RS. That is not an active trim. Then we have red, gray, another gray, cacti green, white, and gray. So real nice selection. Inventory's been looking pretty good. A lot of this stuff recently just came in within like the last two and a half weeks. And it's funny, we were just talking inside that in August, we had a lot of customers coming in to buy cars and we didn't have the cars. Now it's a little slow this month so far. We have a lot of cars and we don't have the customers. So it's like a wash. Anyways, next up, we are looking at a late model Hyundai Tucson that I just took it on trade. Customer bought this car a few months ago. It's a 2025. They bought it brand new. Didn't like it, wanted to get out of it, and wanted to go into the vehicle they were originally also looking at, which was the Equinox EV. So they traded this car in with me. They rolled out in a brand new Equinox EV. First thing I want to show you is, this has got to be the weirdest key fob I've ever seen in my life. Again, this is for a 2025. It's a Hyundai Tucson right here. This car only has, I think, 155 miles on it as it sits in front of you. Now, the one thing I do want to show you, which I'm going to try out, and I do not know how it works, so we're going to learn together. Apparently, this has a feature where when you press these buttons on the side, you can actually move this car in and out of a parking spot from outside the car. So I don't exactly know how to do this. I'm thinking we would have to remote start it. So I'm going to hold the start button. Let's first start it up. All right, it's now running. Now I'm just going to press and hold the park button with the arrow that makes it look like it's going to back out. Still holding. The brake lights went on, the reverse lights went on. Look at this. Oh, that's scary. There is nobody in the car. Does it stop itself? I'm going to let go of the button. All right, so there's the question. Will the car stop itself, or does it just keep going? Ooh, I think it might keep going. We're not going to try that. We're going to get in it and we're going to put the car in park. Anyway, that's a cool feature that this car does have. You could also press it forward. So if the spot was real tight, I guess you would just line it up to where you wanted to move it, and then you would press and hold that button and roll the car forward. I don't know that I would ever use it, but it's a pretty neat to have option. This is my first time in one of these. It's a 2025, like I had mentioned. It's brand new, essentially. This would be a direct competitor, I believe, to our Equinox as far as size and vehicle class. And it looks nice. I mean, it's got a nice layout. The screens look real nice. This is pretty dark as far as using for a navigation screen. However, when you hit the home button and you close this out, you can have a brighter nav. So, you know, there's a lot of stuff I would have to kind of go through and learn. It's one big sweeping screen, which has radio on the far right, then nav, then your speedometer, driver assist features, things like that. The one thing I will say immediately to me is very annoying is the shifter, right? So where's the shifter? You know, this is your wipers. They put the shifter here. It's this big thing here, and you only use, I guess, the end. So you're only twisting this. It doesn't move up or down or forward or back. So it's press P for park, and it's just twist up for drive, twist down for reverse. I don't know. I guess it's not really, it's not in the way. Like I would think maybe my leg would hit it. When you're holding your wheel straight, it is blocked a lot by the steering wheel. I'm assuming as you get used to the car and drive it, it just becomes second nature to use that. Definitely, I definitely like the Chevy version better, the one that's just like the little stalk that we now have for our electronic shifter. This is a fairly loaded up car, so it does have heated and ventilated seats. These are all like little touchscreen buttons, so it's just it feels like a screen that's illuminated. Actually, if I turn this off, yeah, it'll all turn off as well. So it only lights up when the car's on. You do have driver, passenger, hot and cold, which is good. You got some main key buttons here to use to control your infotainment. So if you want to go to your home screen, your map screen, you can do that easily right here on the on these hard keys here. Hazards in the middle, nice bright red triangle. This does have the sunroof, full panoramic roof with the power shade. Shade's very fast. That's pretty quick. It's definitely quicker than the ones in the Chevys. And then the roof opens. Is that all that opens? Oh, it is. There we go. No. I would think this roof would open a little further. It doesn't. Close it back up. How do we stop the shade? There we go. So you can just have the shade open. When we go to reverse, we do have the camera system here. Bird's eye view, guidelines, move with the steering wheel, which is important. You have, oh, that's pretty wild. So they have a simulated view looking around you. So pretty straightforward. No front camera. Is there a way? Oh, you can. When you're in drive, you can put the camera on. Let's change to this little 360 view again. So it just gives you that same angle. Personally, I like the side cameras in the Equinox and in our new vehicles that show the wheels. I know I've pointed them out in a recent video because I use it in my car all the time. But this is a nice camera. It's a big screen, easy to see. Over here, you have some storage spots to put things. You have your standard glove box, which is pretty straightforward. Some charging for USB. Looks like you get a wireless charger here. Storage. So again, nice layout. It feels comfortable. The seat feels nice. It's got, you know, full power seat, all that sort of stuff. Let me hop in the back real quick and see what kind of space we have. Now I just had this seat set to where I was comfortable and my legs are just hitting the seat. So realistically, I can fit back here comfortably. I could even probably move the seat forward another inch or two to give myself more room in the back. USB-C chargers at the bottom, air vents, no controls, just vents. That's pretty standard for vehicles of this class. And second row outboard seats are heated as well, I'm noticing. Got some cup holders in the doors and cup holders in the center armrest. Should have a power lift gate, which it does. Cargo space in the rear, pretty standard for vehicles of this size. It looks very similar, like I said, to an Equinox. Spare tire, cargo net, some extra storage space. Seats will fold flat, which is pretty straightforward. And you got your button to close it. So overall, a nice car. Again, this has about 155 miles on it. It looks like we're selling it for $35,000. Brand spanking new. You could actually see in New Jersey, we get 5-year inspection stickers. This sticker was put on the car when it was purchased in June. So June of 25, you would add 5 years. Inspection would expire in June of 2030. So car's only been on the road for 3 months. I just checked and we have the original window sticker in the glove box. So again, it's a 2025 Tucson Limited. It's all-wheel drive, 26 miles per gallon as an average, 24 in the city, 30 on the highway. Original MSRP when this vehicle was brand new, $42,440. Just curious, what are your thoughts? Would you buy something like this for $35,000? It's been on the road for 2.5 months. It's got 155 miles on it, or would you rather buy a brand new one? We're gonna try this park feature again. I'm just holding the button. Now, by holding the button, it's not gonna work. So what you would have to do is, I guess, get out of the car, remote start it. Once it's running, then I guess you hit the button. Now it's coming forward. You're still holding the button, which is pretty wild. I'm not exactly sure how this would work, if like it had to steer, or is it just physically moving straight? I'm assuming it's just straight once you have it lined up. And then I'm stopping it because I don't feel like it's going to stop on its own. It may have, but that's about as close as I would give it. Now, once you get the car here, Okay, that's how you would do it. You would press this button to turn the car off. I don't know, what do you think? Interesting feature. I don't know that I would use it, but again, that's something that Hyundai feels is a necessity. We also just recently traded in this Jeep Gladiator 2023. Super nice truck, very clean. I didn't really get into it too much yet to take a drive or see what I think about it. But what I can tell you is we have a salesperson here that started relatively recently. His name's John, and this is his Jeep. So I'm thinking, what do you think? Trade this bad boy in for that Gladiator. I think it's time, John. This truck could be yours.